What up, guys? Welcome to the Overkill Underground. Here it is, episode 7.
Oh, merge time.
And we
Is that all it is? Is 7?
It's only episode 7, but we are. This is the thing, though. Here we are. We're in the merge.
Fucking fantastic episode.
No, I thought it ended on a weak note.
It did end on a weak note, but
they showed
it
Mark
ended a little
Burnett
weak.
like right there,
right up to that point. It was
Right.
fantastic.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you not? You
I
gotta
was
agree with
digging
me
it till
there.
the ending.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
But it was good, though.
Seeing all the nuances of the new
And the way it played out.
merged tribe.
We called it successfully. All three of us. We said that Jason and Scott would bring those three together with a tie. He was going to solidify those three.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. It was perfect. It was a good call. Good call, Lance. I think I called it, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think you did.
All right. All right, buddy.
Well, we have Nick and Michelle, too. And with that little thing that we have going on there, that we're watching this whole thing go down. Which way will they sway? But now at the end here, it doesn't even matter. That's where this episode really ended, because we kind of figured, in my eyes, I saw Aubrey possibly going home.
She was definitely going home.
Yeah, she was on the chopping block.
And it's interesting to see that Nick actually is going with the Brawn, but at first he didn't really think that way. At first he wanted to go with the Brains tribe.
Yeah.
And so at first he was kind of, thinking about it. But then I think he figured also that by the end of the game,
I think
those guys aren't going to get, and if they made it, that far. But he's thinking long term. I think Nick's in this thinking long term, and he's thinking to himself, nobody's going to vote for the basketball player. Go with that guy.
He's already got the money.
He's already got the money, right?
And Jason's a jerk. That was a very fluent thought process there.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good point too, And I think the way that Nick wanted to play this with Michelle would have worked out perfectly either way, except the big turner was when medical came in and they take Neil out of the game. Now, him being taken out of the game right there, you lose the idol. And the fact that Aubrey should have been.
We talked about that.
We were definitely talking about
it.
We talked about that.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's a big turning point.
How
There's
about
a couple
this?
ways to do that.
Huge turning point.
How about this? I mean, because you even saw in the episode how Aubrey was like begging for the idol. It would have been nice to see Neil do something like, right when they're pulling him away, you know what? Put the idol right there, and then go up to her and give her a hug and say, I left the idol over by the doctor.
Right.
Yeah. Go get it.
Right.
But you know what I thought? This is what happened though. Neil said, damn, I got to go to jury. This is some serious bullshit. But you know what? At least I still have the idol. I got a great souvenir.
Yeah, the memento
and that's
thing,
I think that's how most of them
I know, but
play with a lot of the
What a
people.
great move it would have been if he would have
way
left it
better.
there.
It would have been great.
That would have been
It
classic.
would have been excellent.
Especially if she would have made it to closer to the end. That would have been way more epic than a memento to take home and put on your ice cream
without
stand.
a doubt.
Right.
Yeah,
Come
it would have
on,
been great.
man.
Yeah.
Here's the idol I never played,
She
but I
needs
screwed
it.
that chick, and then
She
I
needs
left
it.
because my knee was
I
bummed.
think she needs it. She might not need it.
I think it would have helped.
She's a sharp player. She's a sharp player.
She's a sharp player, but she's got to pick sides now.
Yeah, she does. But even if the ice cream man Nick would have come out there and he would have, or what was his name, Neil? If Neil would have said, "Everybody, I don't even give an F. Here's the idol. I'm giving it to Audrey." That would have been better than what he did. Here's the idol. Give it to her anyways, because she's already on the chopping block.
It is a real shame to watch it just leave.
Yeah,
you wonder too.
In that way,
that's an idol lost.
Right.
Like there's not another one.
Right.
It's over now.
And you wonder though. You wonder, is it completely lost? It could.
It could bring it back.
There may be something. Especially they do have the super idol. So how does that work out when one of those idols that could be a super idol is now gone?
Well, the equilibrium's thrown off now between the two factions.
Completely.
Brawn
completely.
is like now has the upper hand with that one idol being gone, and Jason and Scott. If you don't like the Brawn tribe and the villains in this season, they just got a huge upper hand. That's what we're seeing. The villains they're going to take over here, and especially when they swayed Nick and that really good looking girl. What's her name?
But Nick's got a plan.
And
Nick
Nick
has a plan.
And I was just going to say, so Nick.
I think Nick.
So back to Nick though. Nick is the only other one that knows that Ty and Scott and Jason have the
I
idol.
can't believe they shared all that information with him.
They came out
Holy
way
shit.
too early
So,
with that.
so that right there,
Holy shit!
like,
I
he
can't-
even was
that's
surprised.
huge for him. That's
Yeah.
huge for Nick because that's
Oh,
why I
yeah.
say Nick is in a great position with him and Michelle. They can choose which side they want to dominate right now because they can go straight over to the brains, and they can dominate with the brains. But it all depends on what the gameplay is going to look like as far as what they think they're going to end up going through. And I think they're actually taking the smart move and going against the brains because, sometimes it comes down to puzzles. And Nick and Michelle, they're not worried about the actual physical challenges.
Right.
Those are both pretty, they look like they're physically fit people. It could be the puzzles when it comes right down to it, You never know. So
They could beat him out on that.
Well, there's a long way to go still. I mean,
there is.
We got our first jury vote.
Right now Debbie is just so annoying.
So I'm glad you mentioned Debbie.
Debbie's so annoying.
She was getting on people's nerves.
Listen, that girl ain't going nowhere.
She hasn't changed at all, though.
She ain't going nowhere.
And that's kind of the funny thing.
I have a bet with a guy, and 5 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, he said, Debbie's going home next. I said, no way. She's sticking around. He goes, I'll bet you $20. I go, she'll be around for 5 weeks.
Yep.
Now, since Neil went home, nobody got voted out. Did I get fucked on a week?
Maybe.
But we were talking about
it. Doesn't even matter, though, because Debbie, I'm telling you.
Oh, I think she's going to stick around for a couple more weeks.
She's definitely going to stick around, no matter, even if she is annoying.
Did you notice this when she was like recruiting Ty and Michelle or whoever, when she was running her dick licker?
Well, you're full of them today, aren't you?
I sure am.
Oh boy,
I'm breaking them out.
Wow.
When she was
We
running
got a
her
list
mouth
down here. Check that one off.
Didn't you kind of feel like Ty was like at the end of both tribes? Ty was.
He was scared.
He's at the end of both.
He's listening.
The food chain.
He's listening to the brains.
If he goes with the Brawn, he's
listening to what the brains have to say. But the brains,
Yeah.
the only thing, and this is where Debbie has acted out and
he's
gone a
also
little
on
crazy.
that other tribe.
She has.
I want to see Ty
gone
take control of the game a little bit more.
Ty's he's
got his idol. I don't think he's going to share that with anybody.
At the same time that Ty is worried about the game, he's also fully engulfed in the scenery around him. He's kind of just going with the flow. And I think that's really the only momentum that he has, to be quite honest. He's got a powerful position. He's got a powerful position because of the things that he's done to take care of the tribe and things such as that. And he has the idol, and he has a solid alliance right now, I think, with Scott. So that's pretty huge in itself. But back to Debbie real quick because
I apologize for saying dick licker. First of all,
just keep saying it. There you apologize for that one.
Pile them on for us.
This is a PG show.
Really, we talk about how Debbie's occupation changes week to week. Did anybody notice what her occupation was?
Was there a new one today?
It was a Civil Air Patrol captain.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm not even sure what a Civil Air Patrol captain is, but
I have no idea.
She has a completely impressive resume, without a doubt.
I figured she would have been one hell of a waitress at one point in her life. And
she could do the balls thing.
Been able to hold that tray. She would hold the second one out
and shit like
she
that.
Was the second one out in that challenge.
But I think she made a good move. People were saying she was a little aggressive. I was telling you, Lance, but I think that was a great way to draw somebody in. You tell Ty, hey, join our alliance, and have everybody in the alliance there, and
like
go,
6 people.
We're all here. Join our alliance. Look how many people are with me right here, and I trust them enough.
Here. Why don't we align?
And I trust them enough to talk to you about this right now. She just kind of went overboard when she went, oh, we got him. we got him. And Ty, I think, kind of felt like used. You take the chick home, and then you never call her back again, the night after or something like that. That's how he felt, I think.
Let's face it, he's a gay Asian. I'm sure he's been used before.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yeah. He's walking around with a chubby on, I swear to God. He's walking around.
Speaking of which, Doug noticed that, Ty was walking around with a chubby.
Now we're leaving the PG.
Was he really?
I go, I didn't even notice it. I was watching the chicken. And he goes, I guess we're both looking at cocks.
Yeah, we were both looking at cocks somehow. I mean, they were both in the screen.
Ain't that true? Yeah, it was. Boy, that thing, and I thought it was really funny, too. You look at the guy, and he's got the frickin' thing tied to his ankle.
Yeah.
It's not just tied off to a tree. This thing, he's walking around with this thing here.
It's like his little pet.
He's definitely, he has added a great element to the game.
He's not even a passive aggressive. He's almost like, and when you're not passive aggressive in this game, you're like a coattail rider. That's like what he is. He's just like
he's definitely right. He is definitely just kind of there. I mean, that's kind of what the whole point is.
He could be used. He could be used by Scott and Jason here.
He's the gimp.
He will be used here.
No, yeah, he will be.
He's very vulnerable type of guy, and that people can use him, and I think Debbie rubbed him the wrong way there. I thought that was a good way to approach it, but she was a little, like, overbearing, just a little too much. I mean, it doesn't help when Joe's standing there.
Yeah.
Rip Van Winkle over there.
Yeah, Bob's over here at Survivor Nation. He's over here with us. He's got his new hoodie on.
We got him here.
It's awesome.
Got him here.
I don't even recognize him with that new thing on.
He's looking fly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what is actually interesting, though? We were talking how, so Neil goes home, right? And Aubrey was, that was her only alliance. Mm-hmm. She was the only other one to receive antibiotics, too.
Yeah. If you're Neil, wouldn't you be like, hey, you giving her antibiotics, throw some alcohol on this knee of mine, and give me some antibiotics, too.
Yeah, let me tough it out for a few more days. Let me see how it goes.
I mean, really, you would think that they could bandage that.
Yeah.
Right.
Neosporin, some antibiotics, you're good to go. What do they... I mean, and my thought is
that when they get it out for a couple more days.
Yeah.
Let's see how it looks in a couple days.
Yeah.
Give me a couple more days, Doc.
Because I'm thinking that once he gets back to the Ponderosa, that's probably what they're going to do. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
Oh yeah, he's at the
they could
restaurant.
They could break out the scalpel on him, but I don't see that. Maybe not.
If they let the one on his back go, come on, give him a couple more days on the knee.
Yeah, no
give
kidding.
him some antibiotics.
No kidding, right?
Yeah, cut this thing off, patch that up, put a patch over here.
Good to go.
Yeah.
Get back some alcohol or
get back in the show, right?
Something on there.
Maybe not
rub
alcohol,
some dirt
but
on it.
At least hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
Dump that on there.
Yeah.
Throw some Neosporin.
I mean, if the doc's out there,
and give me some antibiotics like you
Listen,
gave her.
You throw the trifecta on there. You splash it with some peroxide. You smack it with some alcohol. You throw some Neosporin on there and bandage it up. Antibiotics.
Give it a couple days.
Yeah,
at least give it a couple days.
Right. Especially when he's saying, "You got to drag me off this beach."
But because this did happen,
you got to drag me off this beach.
Because we did see this go down like this, though, I think this is what truly saved Aubrey this round. I mean, I think Aubrey really had a good chance
I agree with
of
that.
being voted out
Me
this
too.
time.
Me too.
And so, it's funny because Neil would have played the idol for himself. I don't think he would have played it for Aubrey, even though he seems like the kind of guy that might do it. I think.
Who knows?
It would be too late, I think.
You think he would have played it for her? He didn't even leave it for her.
Well, and that's the point. In the game, he might have played it for her, maybe. But
I don't think
at the same time, I don't think so either. So either way, it's as if, he didn't play the idol and he got voted out.
God,
because
you know what? I wonder.
She really,
with him sitting
she really
in the
was
jury,
saved.
With him sitting in the jury, he's got that. I wonder if he could give it to her at that point.
I
wonder.
Hide it somewhere.
I don't know if the jury is not
beaten
allowed
path.
to react or speak at the tribals.
Yeah, they are pretty cut off.
So
I agree.
You are an outsider to the
you're
game,
cut off.
and the only thing you're allowed to do is visualize what happens at tribal at that point. You cannot do that. That is
I guess.
no.
Hold on. I guess all I'm saying is, things happened real fast for Neil, real quick there. Maybe he didn't just, you heard her side. Maybe he just didn't have time to think about it and react.
Well, I thought about that too.
Yeah, maybe I don't have time. And maybe by the time he's on the plane going
he's
back,
thinking to himself, damn, I got
Yeah.
that idol still.
yeah, God, I should have left it for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a way that she could get it. You know what I'm saying?
Somehow.
Like, you
No,
know,
it's gone,
dude.
If he
It's
says to
gone.
Jeff, like, you know, what,
That's why
fuck
I say
Jeff.
Once
it's
you
pretty
s-
much the same as
Jeff, I
is
just
he
fucking-
got
Yeah.
voted out
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
didn't play his
Pulling
idol.
from the
thing
game.
is gone.
You know,
Yeah.
like once you saw Mark Burnett show up on the end of that episode, it was over, and that idol
Done.
was gone.
Yeah.
You know, that's a shame.
Blows.
That would have been really cool if, like, he slid it under a rock and gave her
Something.
the hug.
Something,
Like, go
you
get
know,
it.
right.
You know, go get it, or the handshake thing we were talking about. Put it in the
Well, this
handshake thing.
this
yeah.
season seems to be the season of life-threatening or very
It's a
fatal,
tough-
fatal injuries. I mean,
They've been going through some issues.
But
in
what
this
we
season,
let's
for sure.
concentrate on what we really missed out on, though. We missed out on a crucial vote that would decide the border lines, the line in
And
the
that's
sand.
exactly it too.
That's
right.
what we missed out on,
Right.
and that's why I thought the episode was just a tragedy.
At
It
the
was
same time,
such a tragedy.
at the same time, we didn't though.
right? I agree.
At the same time, we didn't.
You didn't.
I think
You
this
see the
would have
divisions.
this would have played out the same way, except for the fact that it was Neil going home instead of Aubrey.
I agree with that,
You
but
know?
the players
But yeah,
didn't
it-
see the line in the sand,
Right.
and I want the players to know
Yeah.
who's with
That-
who
no,
at
right.
that point.
That's-
you know.
Well, how
Yeah,
about
that's
you just have a
understandable.
little more suspense till next week?
Well,
Doug?
yeah, well, you know, I mean, we could talk about calling in medical, and that, not to say that the producers do anything with the show, but the medical, you know, could be influenced in a way that is outside of the game, and I don't like that. You know, you call in medical, it's never good for anybody.
No.
Medical stinks to see. And when they call in medical in to check everybody out, and they're just handing antibiotics out like it's candy,
And then you see
they don't
Neil-
give it to one
yeah,
dude.
then you see Neil
I
go
mean,
home with-
that is very suspicious.
It is, yeah.
And it stinks.
I would agree.
It
I would
really
agree. It does.
stinks.
Yeah, it sucks that the episode ended that way. But before that, though, the balance ball challenge, that was all right.
Yeah, I thought
Oh,
it was.
yeah.
We were saying girls are going to win this because Sydney was a stone. She was
She
a
was.
statue out
yeah,
there.
yeah.
I thought,
she started
I thought
out
Debbie
that
was
way,
going
right.
to do well. I thought Debbie.
Yeah.
Boy, Debbie flunked out 'cause she was second.
I thought she
mean,
was
know,
like a waitress. or
And
something.
Bob, what'd
second
you say?
one
You
out.
said that one dude had big hands. Scott had big hands, but then he had big feet too, and he
Oh,
was
his
falling off.
big feet were having problems
Yeah.
balancing
to-
on that thing.
You had to
He
stand
had
to
him-
the side.
He had him shifted. I don't know if you're even allowed though. Everybody pretty
All
much
the
had 'em.
girls? No, the girls.
Were they holding
the
them
girls were
sideways?
standing
They were
sideways.
Were they
all,
kinda
all,
sideways?
all
All the
of them were
girls were
standing
standing sideways
No kidding.
to balance better.
Yeah.
Can I?
Oh, yeah.
Didn't pay attention enough to notice that.
Elongate your foot longer on the
Oh
on
yeah,
the plank.
yeah, without a doubt.
Stand sideways, and,
You know?
and all the girls were doing that. Every single one of them.
It was the first episode this season where I was watching. And I said, "Man, I miss Joe. I miss Joe from last season. You know,
Oh, I
because he
know.
would have done the same thing. He
Yeah.
would have come up with some cocky
Yep.
way to stand and
Yeah.
just be able to handle those three balls. You know, we all love handling those balls and just holding those things right up. I mean, that was perfect. I mean, I just miss Joe there. You know,
I
mean,
know,
I know
yeah.
Ty liked handling the balls, but you know, what's his name? Nick was hanging in there too. Man, he did a great job.
And Ty did excellent though. I mean,
thought Ty
really,
was gonna
Ty-
win.
Ty was definitely
Nick
right,
was
right
sweating
there.
it halfway
Yeah.
through with two balls in his
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
I mean, he had this look on his hand.
I mean, Ty's probably handled 4 before, so you can imagine Nick with just 2. I mean, my goodness. I mean, that's all he's got, you know.
You
I
ain't
mean,
kidding, man.
Goodness gracious,
For
he
sure.
was sweating up a storm. But that leads me to this, too, is winning the challenges early for immunity. Is that good or bad? Because now you're winning a challenge and you just got immunity, so now people are thinking, well, we can't have him win. And then when he loses, we got to get him out because he'll keep winning immunity challenges.
It's
Do you know
too
what I
much.
mean?
It's too much of
too
a
early
mind
right
game.
now.
Yeah, it's too much of a mind
Okay,
game if
okay.
it's this early. I think now when Nick wins the next one and the next one after
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
now we've got a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
You
If
string
he
them
wins
together.
a couple in a row.
So, but as long as you know it, if you know you're in a good position, it's not necessary to put yourself up in the forefront like that. If you know you're in a bad position, then you got to fight for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You got to
Right.
fight for it. So it all depends, I think, in what the position you are in at the time.
I mean, did
And
everybody hear the
Absolutely.
sigh?
If you're looking
Absolutely.
good, yeah, you know what? I'll help the, I'll help myself out, get to where I need to be.
yep.
But I don't necessarily need to win. If it's a reward, the rewards you're working.
How
You
about-
want rewards.
How about Joe?
Immunity challenges.
Joe's in a great spot.
You got to be careful when you're down to the single.
You're going to disagree.
Individual
with me.
immunity.
I think Joe's in a great spot because Joe is in Debbie's back pocket, and everybody wants Debbie gone. And
No.
nobody.
And they want Aubrey gone.
Joe's thinking, hey, they're going to get rid of this big mouth before they get rid of me.
And that's the
I'll
other.
Hey,
That's the other faction we see too, is the fact that, well, Joe and Aubrey don't exactly get along, and once upon a time Joe wanted Aubrey off.
Yeah.
So that's already going to push
Yep.
Aubrey over to. So now the Brains, I think, are going to be in real trouble.
Oh yeah.
Come next episode,
They're going to be like geeks getting
And-
shoved into lockers.
exactly. I mean,
know?
right? There's.
I mean,
that's
but did
just like Jason
didn't
said.
didn't we see Sydney and Jason in the
in the
previews
upcoming,
of the next
yeah.
week? What do you got to say, Rob?
Beware the beauty, because the other two go after each other, and the two beauties end up at the end. Don't
Nick and
Beware
Michelle.
the beauty.
Nick and Michelle.
Yeah,
Beware
Nick
the
and Michelle.
beauty
They are the
because-
ones that are in control of the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. It can go one of two
Sometimes
ways.
you don't
It's
wanna
the
be in
old
that-
rule that the minority group. I'm telling you, it's the minority group. There's only two of them, and
Right.
you got the two brains. Everybody's.
Yep.
That's what you want to be
Yep.
in. That's the spot. But did everybody hear Ty when he lost that challenge? Did you hear the huge sigh
Yeah.
from the
when
stands?
Nick,
Yeah.
when Nick,
I mean,
Yeah.
when Ty lost,
huge.
everyone went, oh,
Huge. It just told
It was
you.
taking everything
Right.
he had in him to
Right.
balance that
But
out.
everybody was hoping
for
Ty
sure.
would win. They were just so
I know.
hoping, I mean, I want to start a new thing though before we end it.
What? What are you talking about?
I want to start a new thing. The
Who's
player,
ending what? Who's ending what?
The player of the episode. I want to state
is the
everybody's
player of the
opinion.
episode?
The player of each episode. I
Yeah.
want to do this.
Yeah,
like,
that's good.
Who do you think made the biggest like accomplishment or move
The
in
big
the
move.
episode? This episode. We'll start it tonight because it was the merge and stuff. But I want to start that. Like in our opinions, who do you think?
Yeah,
made
now
the
that we're
biggest
into
move?
the individual challenges,
Yeah.
this is where it is an
I mean,
individual game now.
Who
it
was
really
it
has,
tonight?
It really has broken down into, each player has their specific role they have played.
Well, that's a difficult question, Doug.
It is a difficult
because-
Well,
question.
it makes it great though.
Many players do
you could-
have
you could-
roles that they play, but
You could say the obvious, Nick,
Right.
but because he won and because he saw a lot of airtime, but
Or you could say the medical did. I mean, pulling out what's his name? I mean, I just
the medical pulling
the,
out Neil.
the
Yeah,
medical
the
was
medical
not
could have
the,
been there.
Yeah, they were not the big
coming
player
in there, or the boat rider guys who came in and picked up the Brawn people and brought them to the other thing. But
The best, biggest move.
I mean, the stupidest move, we could even do that. And the stupidest move, in my opinion, was Scott saying, "Oh, we got the idol. He's got the idol. Ty's got the idol, and you're the only one that knows, but us." That's obviously the dumbest move,
That was
other than Debbie's move.
That was the biggest bonehead move.
It was a bad move.
I agree with you. I think Nick he probably had the biggest. He was in the position to make the biggest
Yeah.
move tonight.
Yeah.
And Nick
Yeah.
made the biggest.
You
And
know,
I will
it
I will
came
have to
him
say, right, yeah, I would agree
to
that
win the challenge too.
Personally, that's kind of how we started, with Nick and Michelle, like I
I'll say
mentioned.
Michelle. I'll say Michelle was in a kind of a catbird seat.
She's in a good
Yeah,
spot,
yeah.
but Nick is definitely the one pulling her strings, too.
Right,
And
right.
Nick is the power player in this
She knows
episode.
she's not going to go anywhere for at least this week. She knows Aubrey's more on the cutting block than her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he can throw
Aubrey's
her
in
under the
trouble.
bus.
I think she's in trouble next
Yeah.
week too.
Well, if she, we can see this go one of two ways. It's going to be Nick and Michelle with the Brawn faction or with the Brain faction. And wherever...
Nick is
Wherever-
already saying brains or brawn.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what he's saying now.
Give him a couple days with Jason and Scott.
That's what he's saying now.
Jason's an
Sydney.
asshole.
And Sydney's ready to flip.
But it all depends.
Cindy doesn't want. Cindy's already seeing that. Listen, I'm not gonna. I can't win being a coattail rider.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta make.
She's
got
got to make
Yeah.
She's got to make moves, and you never know what can
I
happen
think, I
as
think
far.
that might fuck her. It's gonna
how,
fuck her.
There
how,
we go.
how many?
gonna-
We need to count up exactly how many people we have left as far as
We have-
male versus female too in this now.
We've got 10 left now.
Because they can still use, they can still hook up their alliances, male and female.
How many?
and
We got 1, 2.
so there is 10 left now.
There's 10. Yeah, Neil went to the jury. He was the 11th. So now we're down to 10, and the jury
What do
starts.
we got? 5 and 5.
Yeah,
Well,
we have 10.
guys.
We
Five
got
girls?
we got Joe,
Joe.
Jason, Scott, Ty, and Nick,
Yeah.
and then we got Debbie,
We got 5 and
Michelle.
Yeah.
Sydney, Aubrey, and Julia.
Yep, it's
Five
five.
and
five.
I mean,
Five
we
and
could
five.
we could see a girls thing, but I doubt it at this point
I'd
in
love
time.
to see a girls thing.
No,
I would.
Oh my goodness.
Take them bums out.
I mean,
But-
it would be kind of cool.
But Ty running
Well,
the show.
well,
at the
now
end.
we have to.
That's
we have
what
to
I
look
really
at,
want to
We
see.
have to look at
Ty and the girls.
Aubrey and Michelle. Is there a chance that they can work together with Sydney?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Maybe Julia. So
Possible.
that four right there.
I'll tell you what, it's got to be
Could
Debbie that
easily
brings that
tie
whole
on somebody.
tribe together because Debbie already said, I'm seeing a woman win this Survivor.
She could
She's
be the
stated
key.
that a few
if
times.
she
She
can be convinced more
I think
convincing.
she can
if she
be the
can be more-
catalyst to bring the women.
She needs to be
vote
more
together.
convincing and less annoying. I don't think she is necessarily, she doesn't have to be afraid of getting necessarily voted out yet. But she is definitely not going to be the person that anybody takes any advice from pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
The more that people build upon her annoyingness,
I think she's smart enough
People-
to say,
you know,
wait a
pe-
second, there's
people-
5 guys and 5 girls. We have to at least stay strong in
Yeah,
our
but
numbers.
what Charlie's
we gotta
saying
vote
is,
a guy out.
But what Charlie's
I
saying
think
is she's
smart
talking so much gibberish that at one point in time you just become immune to it. It goes
Yep.
in one ear and
Yep.
out the other. I mean, it's
I
getting
agree to that.
ridiculous.
I agree to that. But when you're a female, are you a female?
No.
Are you a female?
no.
All right. So I think as a female,
What
and
question
I'm
is
not
that?
a female either, but I think as a female,
sure?
they are.
Let's hear it.
They're just going to stick together. I mean,
They might.
come on.
They might.
That's.
But you know, 'cause
we've
you're not
seen-
one.
We've seen the female alliance. Go.
Yeah, it's not happening. I completely
don't think so?
disagree. Mark
No.
my words, Survivor Nation. It's
All right.
not happening.
Okay.
We are not seeing a all girls alliance. This is not happening.
At some
No way.
point, we will. It might not be with 5. Might not be with 4. It'll definitely be with 3. You'll see a female coalition get together and say, our vote is going to be for this guy. Because guys are annoying. Jason is annoying. I think, and you see Sydney already in the next
No,
episode.
but how many times have you had girls? You hear
All
girls
right.
talk about they'd rather hang out with a bunch of guys because it's more laid back
Oh,
than
yeah.
hang out with a bunch of girls. I mean, no way we're
Right.
annoying.
Yeah.
We're way cooler than annoying. Come
Yeah,
on,
they might
everybody
wanna-
wants to hang out with guys.
Hey.
Come on.
Are you hanging out or you're trying to win $1 million? I think girls are trying to win $1 million.
And you know what? I don't
But Jet,
think it's
what's
out
your
of the realm of
reasoning?
possibility, though, that the girls could start to see something. The guys could start to see something. We could see that split somewhere.
I think Debbie would be the typical catalyst to say, hey, we have to make sure a guy goes home this week.
Where
Right.
does Ty end up? Because he's gay. Usually the girls bring the gay guy in.
I think
They
Ty's
might.
screwed.
They might.
He's at the bottom of every alliance right now.
What I think we'll end up seeing next episode is, obviously, we will continue the alliance of Brawn and Brain, and that'll continue on, and then we'll see where Nick and Michelle want to fall, and depending on where they go, I think Aubrey is going to have to swing in that direction. And I think if it goes to Braun, which is what Nick is kind of already planning on sticking with them for a little while, I think you could start to see the brains diminish real quickly. And depending on what kind of, the brains are going to be up against it when it comes to immunity challenges in the individual immunity. I think that's something we have to look at also. And if Nick and Michelle go towards the Brawn, or we're going to be looking at the Brains tribe, maybe dropping off pretty quick. And depending on, I honestly don't see Scott or Jason pulling out many individual immunities. I don't see Jason pulling out any.
I think you're right.
To be quite honest
And
with
I
you.
think give
Neither.
I don't really
give
see
Nick
Scott
a couple
pulling
days
out
with these
any,
guys.
Give
Nick a couple
That
days
too.
with these guys,
Right.
and he's going to realize this. It just is too much. These guys are jerks. They are jerks. I mean, big time. I mean, you can tolerate a villain, but for only so long. And then when the villain starts to turn his crosshairs onto you, there's some hell to pay right there
Yeah.
too. What
Yeah,
I mean? Nick's got to know he's the next to go once they get rid of Brains. Jason even hinted at it today. Jason even said, I want Nick to feel comfortable because right now he's at the bottom of the alliance.
Yeah.
He
Right.
even knows that. I mean, Nick's got to be smart enough to know this. This is no brainer. I would.
So how far will Nick end up following the Braun? And that's that will end up deciding
Yep.
whether or not there's going to be because next episode I would assume a Brain is going to go home.
If Sid would just
An original Brain's
going
going to go home.
Sydney cliffhanger. Sydney is in this next episode we saw in that scene. Sydney is starting to fight with Jason.
She is.
And we've been waiting for this a long time. We've been waiting for this for a couple weeks now. For her
She's
to
got to make
turn
a
on
move.
him.
She's going to make a move.
Yeah.
And so when we see a conflict happen too, now we're looking at the fact that there's
Debbie's
more
there.
there's more fuel
Debbie
to the
will
fire.
be there to swoop in.
Oh yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah. I hope
there's,
so.
There's more fuel to the fire where it's, it might not even take Debbie necessarily to push Nick out of that. Nick is going to see, well, I can't be around a lot of confrontation.
Yeah.
This tribe's going to fall apart, or whatever the case may be. I mean, there's many angles we could take it, but
You can just see Jason. Jason's a cancer, I think.
without a doubt,
He's due for an explosion, though. Once you start to push his buttons, I feel like he would explode
I think
with
so, too.
everybody around and start yelling and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
and instantly turn everyone off. I really think that even Scott,
Yeah, you
even
gotta push
Scott
his
would turn
buttons,
away.
get him
with
going.
Yeah,
Right,
you got to
right.
put him. He's never been under pressure.
I'm waiting to see somebody try to vote him out, and then him go with his idol in his pocket, and then him look at Ty and go, Ty, give me your idol so
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
stay in the game.
Yeah,
No kidding.
I'm waiting for that.
No kidding.
That could
And
happen.
I think
Yep.
that's going to happen. I think people are going to be sick of him. He's going to get blindsided with the idol in his pocket,
That would be awesome.
and he's going to look at Ty and say, give me your idol.
Yep,
Yeah,
that would be
And,
awesome.
and now it's on Ty.
Would Ty give it to him?
he'd
Fucking better not.
He'd better not.
Wow.
Fucking better not.
Wow,
Right.
epic.
He better not save that guy. Ty better go. Sorry, man.
I could see it happening
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I could see it happening
No
without
way.
a doubt.
I'm at the bottom of the food chain on both tribes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just ends up that way. You know?
I'm waiting for Ty to make that move.
Yeah,
Then he wins the game.
he could win the game. Yeah, he
I
could
see
come
Ty.
out. He
After
could
seeing him in the individual immunity challenge
Yeah,
today,
right.
I can see Ty being pretty effective in a lot of them.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I think Ty is going to be
I can
someone
see
that's really going to pull through.
And he
a
better
couple,
not. He better not
I think he'll
give
do
somebody
through.
that idol.
Oh yeah, he's definitely got to look out for himself. I mean, that's going to be number one for Ty. That's the
He's
thing
Asian.
with Ty.
He's Asian. He's gay. He's been abused. Trust me. He knows how to look out for
Mm-hmm.
himself. And plus, remember, he's a survivor.
And
Just don't
He
bring
did come
out
up-
that's
any
true
Agent
too.
Orange.
Yeah, that's true too.
I think
right.
he is in
a
a very good
survivor.
shot.
He
I
is
think
a
he's going to
survivor.
win.
Yeah.
I think Ty's winning this game. I'm saying it right now. I think
Nice.
Ty's gonna
Nice
Wow,
win.
mark it
prediction.
down in your calendars.
Nice prediction. Good deal.
There it is.
Right there.
Wow.
On top of it.
Wow.
I like it. I like it.
That's just
Ty
straight up
could
stupid.
Ty could take it to the end. He's got the idol. He's got that going for him. He could get, I really do think he could see some immunity wins. But we'll have to, we'll have to check in next episode and see where we go, because I mean, right now everything hangs on Nick and Michelle. So,
Yep.
I'm
Yep.
excited.
but
You excited?
yeah, absolutely, yeah. Episode 8's going to be great because hopefully, hopefully medical won't be in on the next one.
God, Jesus,
Nobody
get
wants
medical.
to.
out of
Nobody
there.
wants to deal with.
I mean,
medical.
just let them die out there for Christ's sake. I mean, come on, stop bringing medical out. Goodness
I don't think we'll
gracious.
see them again.
we don't need right.
You know,
I think that's it. I think we won't see medical again.
I hope not.
Yeah,
That
I think
was-
they're going to keep a close enough eye.
Yeah.
Hopefully, medical.
That was your
will
drama
be-
of the.
right. There it is.
Thank
So,
God.
yeah. But until next episode here, it'll be episode 8 already. So I mean, we're definitely it's getting
Summertime's a coming.
it's
and
getting in it.
Survivor ends in the
It's-
summertime.
it's getting it now. So join us here again next week, folks. We'll be discussing episode 8 of the Survivor series. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
By the way, we're moving to our new studio.
Oh,
next week.
yeah.
We will be
Oh, yeah.
right. We will
Yeah.
be
Tune in.
in
New
our new
studio.
studio.
And comment,
Correct.
please
Yeah.
comment. We want to know
Yeah,
your comments.
right.
I moved the mic down a little bit for all you ladies that want to see me now.
There it is.
You know, there it is.
It's a
right
smoking
there.
studio.
Right
We
there.
can start
Yeah,
smoking
buddy.
burrows
Oh, yeah,
now.
yeah. Can we?
Yeah.
Can
Fuck
we?
yeah.
Oh,
We're cool.
man, that's awesome.
That's right.
Taking breathers outside.
So
Like
until
that.
next time, folks, join us next week, episode 8 Survivor Series. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.